Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. We've got an interesting looking kit in front of us today from SNAA Industries, I believe is the official name of the company, which is like a joint collaboration between a couple other Chinese companies. But anyway, today we have the Thunder Incise Grace of the Round Table Knights in a very Gundam-esque looking design. Fair enough, right? I mean, if you're gonna make something that is going to, be of a lot of interest to a lot of different people, you might as well make it look like the popular stuff, I guess. But surprisingly, it is its own unique original design, so that is something it has going for it. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff on the box, other than the fact that you'll notice it does seem to have a complete internal frame to it. I like it. Reminds me of the old, what were they called? The HCM models, the high complete models. First off, the color is very interesting. It's kind of this like light purple, which is really what got my attention. It is a 1/144th kit. It is... I like the blades on the arms and the back gun there. Looks quite posable. Got a good heft to it. And it is the BE scale, Beyond Exquisite. Now, I haven't even opened this thing yet, so I don't even know what I'm in for. I know my brother picked one up, but I don't think he's actually even started it yet, and if he has, I haven't seen the results of it, so I couldn't tell you what it looks like, other than the fact that, as we said, it is a 1/144th kit. So the yellow looks a little toy. We've got some transparent parts there. The quality of the plastic feels nice and durable. Definitely going to be doing some undercutting. I only mentioned that, and I think I put in the comment section before. I built a 1/60 scale Frosty Cat, I believe it was called, a while back. And I mean a while back. And I don't even think I did a video on it because I was so frustrated. And my fingers were just raw nubs by the time I was done trying to fight with getting that thing. And it had hundreds of parts. And it had a full, like, perfect grade style internal skeleton. It's huge. But nothing wanted to fit in place. And much cutting and scraping was involved, and it was not fun. It really wasn't. And I mean, that's coming from somebody who really enjoys building model kits, you know? So, I mean, part-wise, it doesn't look too complex. We've got the usual stickers, and then I can't really tell what's going on with the decals. I'm kind of curious. One thing some of these Chinese mecha kits is that they just love their decals. Oh boy. There are quite a few of those at 70 something. I'll set these to the side for now. Okay. No polycaps. I am not seeing... I take that back. Okay, now we just have the ABS type joints. I think at this day and age that's probably not that big of an issue. But for somebody who grew up in the era of, plastic on plastic joints, like the original 79 kits and then the old polycaps, I always just get a little hesitant about that. Now, one thing that's nice, and I love pointing out these kinds of things when looking at instruction manuals, for the most part, everything is just straight Chinese, with the exception of the subsections that you're going to build. You do see the exact frames that you will need in order to complete those parts. We do have everything numbered at least. That's always nice to see. So it looks like we're going to build the inner skeleton at the same time as No, I guess not. Well, where is it then? Part 3. Oh, duh. I'm like, where's part 3? You are building the inner skeleton first. So if you want to have the complete skeleton without any of the excess armor on it, you actually can do that. I don't like that, but that's just me. I mean, the instructions look fairly robust, pretty straightforward and clear cut. I do like that they have the colored in section of where things are supposed to connect, so you know what you're supposed to be looking for and where. And as always, we've got the extensive decal markings along with the finished picture. So I'm really curious to see what it's like. I want to say this is the first kit of this style and size from this company. I feel like they did a lot of Chinese Armor Hero, and I just preface the Chinese part because that's always, I think, what I've seen the show series labeled as, but it's very much a tokusatsu henshin hero type live action show, but I feel like they've done a lot of stuff with that. So something different, and I'm always here for something different. So I will get this fella put together, and we'll see how he turns out, and we'll see how it stacks up to some of the other stuff I've got laying around. So if you want to see that, sit tight. All right, we've got the Thunder Incise Grace, what a name that is, all put together here. And, well, let's talk about this one. I'm of two minds. Number one, well, as you can see, I'm already having things fall off, which is the first thing I guess I'm going to talk about. Is it is an incredibly fiddly kit. Some of the joints are okay, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is really loose, which is always a bit of a disappointment. In terms of construction, everything was great. I had no issues except trying to get the yellow pieces pegged in the grenades. And in fact, it seems I've missed one, and good luck finding that now. I really do like the yellow accents on that kind of light purple color that they use. It's got an interesting weapon setup. You know, we've got the grenade launchers under the hands. We've got these various blades. We've got the bazooka that actually can, you know, that doesn't look right. I had it set up earlier, but I don't know what I did now. So I just make everything fall off. And I mean, there's definitely, you know, the whole modular aspect of where you can put the shield and stuff. So there's lots of interesting, you know, just play value, I guess, in terms of how you can pose it, adapt it, and get it set up. But I feel like I just try to push this on, and then this piece falls off. There's a lot of that going on. We haven't even started talking about posing. It definitely is affected by the fiddliness of this kit. And what's kind of interesting is despite all of that, you know, underneath all of the armor parts, it does have that full frame like a real grade or a not perfect, well, those two, master grade style kit. But in my opinion, it just doesn't really work at this scale. I feel like you're going to have to put a fair amount, not a fair, but I mean, there's a substantial amount of just relatively easy stuff. If you want to get those joints a little bit tighter, a little bit better supported, I feel like he's just going to kind of collapse over his own weight. Like you can see here, the waist joint, and then the legs like to flop. Now they're not going to do it because I'm trying to actually put it on video, but usually it does not want to stand up very well for me, which is a shame. There we go. Come on. It likes to flop forward. And I've heard better things, at least, about the 1/100th kits from SNAA, so I'm not going to completely write them off yet. And it's not like it was a super expensive kit, all things considered. It's sharp. It still has all the water slide decals I haven't messed with yet. There's just a bunch of them, and considering how frustrated I've been with parts, obviously, if they're glued on, they're going to be a lot better and more stable. You know, he's just a little bit bigger than a typical 1/144th real grade, not real grade, first grade, entry grade. I don't even, first grade, second grade. Don't even remember what they call the various lineups anymore. But, you know, it is what it is. If you're interested in exploring the world of third-party mobile suit style mecha models, because I don't want to say it's, I mean, obviously it's absolutely inspired by a Gundam. it's not. You know, it is an original design, and I'm wondering if there's supposed to be something in there. Color separation's really nice. You know, again, I really do like the color choices. We've got the transparent parts in there. The equipment setup is pretty cool. You know, we've got the typical multiple hands and stuff. Flexibility of the joints is actually really nice. It's just they want to be really finicky and not want to hold themselves stable. And I think the biggest issue is the legs for me. They're being okay right now. They've got that typical kind of, you know, slide down joint in there, which I don't like it at the 1/100th scale. I don't like it at the 1/144th scale, even less. So overall, not a bad model. I know they're a pretty new and fresh company in regards to their releases. There haven't been a whole lot yet. So, you know, I'm not going to completely, like I said, I'm not going to write them off just yet. But I am going to be awfully curious to see what comes from them in the future. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Sort of, kind of, maybe. And then it goes up like, yeah, that looks right to me. I don't have the manual handy, but as you can see, if you want to go like gun cannon mode rather than Gundam mode, that's an option too. So, you know, something to think about, something to look forward to, because I'm not like dead set. Like, there's a couple like Suyata's stuff. Was it Suyata or Sutaya? I don't remember. I've done a couple videos of theirs, and there's actually a few that I never even bothered to finish filming because the joints and connections on the parts were just so kind of it really bummed me out. They weren't worth it. I don't know if you need specifics, I can bring it up if you're into those types of models. But yeah, he's starting to want to not cooperate with me. Let's see if you can stay there, partner. So if you see it for a good price, I mean, I got it for like $20. It's not the worst, right? I figure if you can find it for around that, maybe even less, I wouldn't be adverse to picking it up. If you're like me and like trying out new things, I'd say it's a good choice. If you're one that likes to tinker with your kits afterwards and work on improvements, there's definitely some room there, and I think it would be a really solid one if you prefer collecting the 1/144th type stuff over the larger kits. Me, I like them a little bit bigger. There's more room for details and interesting things happening, but that's just me. So, with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.